big trouble.
Now here's Rondo. He had 16 points in the win against Orlando.
Put in a lot of good work on the boards. That helped him, too.
And Parsons with good size at small forward, Clark. He's a scrappy defender who the Mavs feel they can coach up to become a top-tier player in that regard.
Yeah, you know, already more than solid is Parsons. Can hold his own in isolation against great pick-and-roll players. He moves pretty well for a guy of his size. I love his game, everything about it.
The first one falls. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. The Grizzlies trail by 9. Lee outside. He feeds it to Gasol. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Great job. Taking it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left him no choice but to foul there.
Memphis shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
Well, one of the better free throw shooting teams in the NBA. They're hitting about 80% from the line this year.
Really, guys, it's just come together for them at the charity stripe this season. I mean, the confidence is there, and so too are the results.
That free throw missing. Well, good teams tend to have a defined style of play. Steve, the Grizzlies had grit and grind, but it seems they're going away from it now.
Kind of a throwback style, Kevin, but it suited their personnel perfectly, particularly with Randolph and Gasol down low. The slower pace lent itself to better defense for them, and they really pounded you inside, that's for sure.
And he sinks the second.
And, you know, the Grizzlies got swept in the Western Conference Finals back in 2013 because the Spurs just packed it in defensively. And I really think that was the impetus for the Grizzlies looking to try to play a more wide-open style. You know, even though that season in 2013 was, as a whole, the best ever for the franchise, it did expose their weaknesses and gave them something to work on.
And here's Rondo. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And last season, it took the Grizzlies some time to get going. The new head coach, the injury to Marcus Gasol, but they added some shooting and athleticism on the wings and really rallied strongly towards the end of the year.
The Mavericks have shot 80% from the line tonight, going 4 of 5 so far.
Yeah, it's been an average year at the line for them so far this year, shooting about 75%.
And this year, they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
And that one falls for Rondo.
One thing you know when it comes to the Mavericks is they're not going to sit back and stand pat. They want to reload, not rebuild every year.
That one misses. Well, guys, the Mavericks have made the most out of this run since they've had Dirk Nowitzki. A strong team for so long because they never tore it down.
And there were times they could have. I mean, you have to respect that mentality that, you know, they've maintained their unity, their continuity. And as long as you have Dirk, you know you can put pieces around him to be competitive. That's what the Mavs have always done.
2 on the clock. They get it back. And the rejection by Stoudemire.
This has not at all been the kind of performance they've needed out of him.
Harris dishes to Rondo. Here's Aminu. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Well, it happens. He's wide open, but just couldn't get it to go.
And a wide open look for Lee. That's in there. Conley with the assist.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
Well, they benefited from some very loose play from their opponents that night, Clark.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, there were a lot of turnovers in that game. Some were caused by their good defensive play, but some were just careless.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Kufis checked in for Gasol. For Jeff Green. And it's Udrich in for Mike Conley. Now here's Stoudemire. He had 10 points in the win against Orlando.
And he gave great effort defensively as well, including a couple of blocked shots.
Now here's Lee. Mari Stoudemire missing his last shot. Udrich for three. Good.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. They are piling up the assists.
Rondo with the ball. He's guarded by Udrich. And it's Rondo penetrating. The feed to Aminu. Knocked loose. And it's Allen with the jam.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they wanted. The aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
Yeah, that's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end.
Here's Harris. Grizzlies making the shot. He dishes it to Stoudemire, and that is good.
And he just used his height that time down low. That's going to be pretty hard to defend against.
Now here's Lee, coming off a stellar performance against Detroit. Allen left side with 1 on the clock, and that's the final possession with the nice defense right there. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Mavericks lead by 3. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center.
On tap this Saturday, March 21st, the Phoenix Suns take on James Harden and the Houston Rockets. Don't miss out.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen here, guys, from the Mavericks.
And the key has been the second chance points. You look at this team, the hustle that they play with, very impressive in that first quarter.
Well, it's showing up on the scoreboard. I mean, you get second chance points like that, it can add to your totals and also demoralize your opponent.
The Grizzlies trail by 3. So on the floor for Memphis. We got Kufis. Udrich out there with Lee. Then there's Allen. And it's Stokes in at the 4 slot. Allen's shot is off.
That's some more rugged play from them inside. They have a decent edge in rebounds thus far.
And that hard work on the boards needs to continue. That could be what swings this game eventually.
Nowitzki's shot's good. Well, Dirk Nowitzki may be the best mid-range jump shooter in the league, and he's been that way for a long time. A shot that's falling out of favor, but Clark, for him, it's a go-to weapon.
Yeah, he's able to back down defenders and then hit that nice turnaround. Most of the time, he's much taller than whoever's guarding him, so there's really not much you can do to impede that shot.
Mavericks leading by 3. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, guys, Dirk Nowitzki has a game that certainly should age well. He said standing in the corner shooting a 3 ball will never be a problem. It's the preparation you have to do every summer. Once I get tired of that, it'll be over quick. You've got to put in a lot of work at this age to still perform at a high level. A pretty honest assessment, guys.
A great work ethic, Doris, and he holds himself to that standard all the time. Thanks. Lure is checked in for Stokes.
Well, let's see the stat sheet here on J.J. Barea. How his last 10 games have gone. Averaging 9 points per game, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. Those aren't bad numbers, but they're not the kind that are going to earn a lot of extra minutes for him either.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if he wants to play a bigger role, a larger role on the team, those numbers are going to have to be better than just decent.
Here's Kufis. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Allen. All sorts of time. Almost, but it rolls out.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Ellis with it. He's picked up by Lee. Ellis kicks to Chandler. Lee passes to Udrich. He kicks it to Allen. Six on the shot clock. Off the screen, and it's sent back by Nowitzki. Out to Lee. Now Udrich. Right now averaging 7 points a game. Right wing. Goes back up. Out to Lee. The Grizzlies with another miss.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Nice follow through on the fadeaway.
Nice job again that time to add to their lead. I'll tell you what, they're doing everything right at this moment.
They're playing steadily in all aspects of the game, Steve. You're exactly right.
Here's Udrich. Allen outside. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. It's on Tyson Chandler. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for Dallas.
So a great hustle defensively through 2 quarters of play, contesting everything, starting to rack up those block shots, guys.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
And Allen drops them both. The Grizzlies, grit and grind, known for being old school. Post you up and lock you down type of basketball team.
Yeah, and that front court rotation, boy, the envy of the league, in my opinion. It's a big part of what makes this team really go.
Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Here's Udrich. They set the screen. Chandler with the rebound. Chandler's got rebound number 8 now on the night.
The guys for the Grizzlies, a new ownership group, and it seems maybe some tweaks to their identity. They've looked to spread the floor a bit more and pick up the tempo. The results last season were pretty good.
And, you know, the Grizzlies last season, I thought they did pick up their pace slightly, but they were still a team at the bottom of the league in that regard in terms of fast break points and pace of play. It's really hard to get away from who you've been for so long. This is more of a half-court, grinded-out team.
And he knocks down the first one.
J.J. Barea, quick scoring guard, great attacking off of pick and rolls. And for his size, I'll tell you what, he has an impressive ability to finish around the rim.
And both free throws good for Barea. And for Barea, at just 6 feet, a scrappy defender, Clark. He plays in close, and he's a master of drawing charges.
Yeah, you know, the league actually cracked down on him a little bit. One of the players singled out for flopping, and that's mitigated one of his best defensive weapons.
Here's Kufis. 6 on the shot clock. The drive by Allen. Chandler with the block.
Now, are they ever working inside? Good job on the glass.
Excellent job on the glass, Steve. I agree. I mean, they're battling in there. They're fighting, they're scrapping, they're clawing, and they're getting the job done.
The Grizzlies trail by 7. Now Udrich. Allen outside. They set the pick. Soft touch off the glass. Allen's got 4 points this quarter.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
Chandler with a screen for Ellis. Kicks to Barea. Now the dish to Aminu. Latre.